Get ready to make a planter. Hi, Marie here. Welcome to Pottery Crafters. You've found video number 8 in our Beginner Pottery Wheel Project series. Today you're going to learn how to throw, decorate, and glaze a planter. And yes, you'll see the finished piece. If you like what you see, please like the video. And if you want to support me or see new videos, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get a notification whenever I upload a video. Before we get started, here's a list of tools and supplies I use to make the planter, which will also be down below in the show notes along with any other important information I may talk about throughout the video. The tools and supplies listed are only recommendations and items I use on a daily basis. I'll be starting with the clay already centered, so if you're having any problems with centering your clay, you can check out the video up above. With that said, enjoy the video and make sure you stay to the end to see the finished piece. Let's get started. For this project, I'm using 2.5 pounds of Amico Stoneware 46 buff clay. The saucer will be connected to the planter, so before opening the clay, I'm forming the saucer first. Push the clay outward to form the lip of your saucer. You want the planter thicker on the bottom so the water will flow down to the saucer for proper drainage. 1/2 inch is good. Whenever possible, anchor your inside left thumb against your outside right hand. This will help to keep the pressure of your fingers consistent, which in turn will help to keep the thickness of your sides even throughout your piece. I'm using a metal scraper to get the extra slip off the sides. This helps to keep the clay stronger by compressing the clay particles together and stopping the water from penetrating and weakening the clay. I'm pushing outward with my sponge and bracing the outside with my soft red rib to bring the walls out a bit. If the clay starts to flare out, collar it in by squeezing the clay together with both hands. Make sure your hands are wet and you're collaring in slowly. Get rid of the extra clay on the bottom with the pointy end of a wooden modeling tool. After the planter is leather hard, I'm using a loop tool and a ribbon tool to trim the extra clay off the planter and saucer. I'm making the drainage hole with the Kemper circle-shaped clay cutter. To make the hole on the bottom of the planter, go downward on an angle to the saucer for proper drainage. Remove the planter from the bat and let dry. Once it's bone dry, into my scut kiln it goes for a bisque firing at cone 04. Wipe with a damp sponge to remove any dust or other particles so the glaze can bond nicely to the planter. Apply wax resist on the bottom so the extra clay easily wipes off with a damp sponge. After the wash and wax is dry, it's time to glaze. I'm applying Amico blue rutile with a medium-size hack brush. Mix your glaze well before applying. I always put my glaze through a strainer. This catches any clumps of glaze or debris that may be lurking in the glaze. After the first coat is dry, I'm applying a second coat of blue rutile. I prefer to pour on the inside whenever possible. Because of the drainage hole, I'll have to brush on the inside of the planter. Make sure your glaze is flowing off the brush and onto the planter evenly. After the second coat is dry, one more coat of blue rutile. If you're new to glazing, you can check out my article on 27 glazing tips for beginners. I have a link in the description below for you. Once the glaze is dry, dip the rim with Amico seaweed. About 1/3 of an inch down is good. When the glaze dries, give it another seaweed dip, this time just the rim. Let it dry and dip one more time with Spectrum Pearl White 1/3 of the way down. Letting the planter dry and wiping off any glaze on the bottom before it goes back in my scut kiln for a final firing at cone 5. Here's the finished planter. The glaze turned out better than I thought it would. I love how it overflowed and attached to the saucer. Beautiful white and green flowing down. You almost don't want to put dirt in it to cover up the nice design. I think it turned out pretty good. What do you think? If you have any questions, comments, or even ideas for future videos, feel free to post those in the comments section below. Some of the best tips and feedback come from you. Also in the comments section are more show notes and pottery making info. I hope you've learned a thing or two to make your own planter. Check out my other videos from Pottery Crafters. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified when a new video comes out. See you in the next video.